Hey there guys, it's Kieran here from Producer Hive, and this is the Rode AI Micro, a new portable audio interface from the guys over at Rode. Now, when I was sent this thing for review, I won't lie, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, an audio interface this small, what could possibly be the point? But having had it for a couple of months, I have found some pretty interesting and unique use cases for this thing, which make it pretty game-changing if you're anything like me. So in this review, we're going to cover off form factor, the sound quality. We'll dive into, take a look at the Rode Companion application, because with no physical controls, everything needs to be done from either on your phone or on your computer. And lastly, we'll cover off some of those use cases, which, as I say, are pretty game-changing. So stick around, you're in for a treat. Lastly, before we kick off, I do need to let you know that Rode did send me this thing for review, but they've not paid me a penny. So all the views in this video are entirely my own. And with all that said, let's get into the review. So first up, I want to talk about form factor, because this thing is tiny, and I mean really tiny. So for context, it's about a quarter of the size of my already compact wallet, and I carry that with me every day. So if you're considering picking one of these up, you can have no problem shoving it in your pocket or your bag or some other sort of carry case. In fact, it comes with its own little Rode branded drawstring pouch, which is just big enough to hold the unit itself, along with a couple of lav mics and the connection cables you need to hook it up to your laptop or phone. But how does it actually sound? Well, you're hearing it right now, so why don't you be the judge? What you're hearing is one of the Rode lavalier mics coming into the AI Micro being captured by the Rode Recorder app on my phone. I've reduced the gain a fair amount to get it in the sweet spot for my loud, boomy voice. But now that it's there, it's being captured in high quality WAV format, which can then be taken into my video editing software and done with whatever in post. And that's exactly what I need it to do. For my purposes, this is perfect. But I will say that I'm not a professional audio engineer. I don't make my living by recording sound out in the field, and something tells me you're not going to be seeing this on any Spielberg sets anytime soon. But for the person that's just looking to level up the audio quality of their content that they're putting out on YouTube or, Instagram, Facebook, wherever on the internet, I really think that it is a good companion to whatever setup you're rocking at the moment. And with all that said, why don't we jump into the companion application and get this thing set up. This is the Rode Reporter mobile application, which gives access to all the features and configuration options you need to create great sounding podcasts on the go directly onto your mobile. Crazy. So to get things up and running, we're going to head over to the settings page, we're going to go to configure, and there are 3 recording options that you can choose from. First of all is merged. This takes mics 1 and 2 and puts them onto a single mono audio file. Split is a stereo file, putting microphone 1 on the left and 2 on the right. You can then take that file into post, split them apart, do your edits, whatever you need to do. And third is stereo, for input 1 only. Basically, if you need a stereo file of input of a single microphone, that's where you do it. You've got access to your high pass filter at 75 and 150 Hertz. You've got control over your monitoring. You can turn it off if you want. This is for your headphones. Personally, I like to leave it on. You've got a light and a dark mode if you're that way inclined, if you want to go dark mode. You can prevent auto lock to make sure your phone doesn't lock itself. And then you've got control over what kind of audio files you're creating. Are you doing WAV, or if you're doing MP3, you've got control over 128, 256 or 320 if you're a beast like me. Your library, which is where all your recordings are saved, and then you've got your home page, which is your record page. Hit record, you're off to the races. While that covers off all the settings that are in the Rode Reporter app, what you have to understand, while it might seem basic, this allows you to record incredibly high quality podcasts directly onto your phone, which is not something that I've ever seen before. It's really exciting, it's really powerful. And with that said, let's jump into some use cases. So the first use case I want to mention is vlogging, because historically for content creators that want to level up the quality of their sound while they're out and about, on holiday, wherever, is with a setup something like this. The Rode VideoMic Pro, which is an external shotgun mic that mounts to the top of a camera and does a really, really good job. But to be honest, It's pretty bulky. It's not the lightest. I'm not sure you want to be carting it with you everywhere you go. And when you add the price of the microphone and the camera together, it could be a little out of your price range. Compare that to the AI Micro used in conjunction with the camera on your phone. Phone cameras are getting really good these days. For about half the price of the VideoMic Pro, you've got a setup right here that's super portable, super affordable, and is going to make you sound great while you're out there doing your thing. For vloggers, this is a little bit of a game changer. The next use case I want to talk about is podcasting. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Rode Connect app forms an essential part of the whole AI Micro ecosystem. Head over to the Rode website, grab Rode Connect. We've left a link in the description below. There's a step-by-step guide that's going to take you through the whole process of getting it set up. And once you're in, it should look a little something like this. You've got control over your 2 microphone inputs, each of which comes with a built-in noise gate and compressor. For EQing purposes, you've got what they call an exciter and a big bottom, give you that smiley face EQ. You can fine tune your level, and it even gives you a nice little indicator to make sure that you're inside yellow and not hitting red. You can obviously mute as well. This is all very similar layout to the Rodecaster Pro, if any of you are familiar with that. It's the mixer that I use for my live streams. You've then got 2 separate inputs for your system. One is called System, the other is called Virtual. So the Rode Connect app creates another virtual input for internal sound sources. So you can take something like Adobe Audition, like I have here. This is a little techno number that I've been working on. It gives you control over that. So you can control exactly where you're sending sound. If the application you're using can control that, you've got your system, you've got your virtual. So you can switch them over like that. So you can have 2 individual ones. And then similar to the Rodecaster Pro, you've got your sound pads as well. So you can have your little podcast intros, you can have stings, you can even load interviews into this if you want to play it out. And it's got a built-in recording function. So all from within the Rode Connect application, you have a fully featured podcast recording setup, which is pretty incredible for the fact that, you know, this device is only about $100 and you've got all this functionality. It's pretty amazing. So let's jump back into the studio and talk about live streaming. So just quickly, before we wrap things up, as you can probably tell from all this equipment behind me, I really do like my live streaming. But the biggest issue I've got is I can't take all this with me when I head out to a club to play somewhere. However, with the addition of the AI Micro, I'm able to take the feed from any DJ mixer into my laptop, which can go into then OBS and be broadcast out to the rest of the world using just this little guy and maybe a USB webcam, which is not something that I'd ever considered prior to getting this. And in 2022, where exposure and content online is everything, I think as a DJ, the ability to have your own private boiler room from anywhere, portably, is a game changer. If you'd like me to break down how I set that whole thing up, please let us know down in the comments below. I'll be happy to go into more detail. And just to wrap things up, the AI Micro is an incredibly portable, powerful, high-quality tool for you to level up your vlogs, podcasts, and live streams. And at just over $100 for a content creator, I really don't think you can go wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you get subscribed. On the next one, we're going to be reviewing the Rode Wireless Go 2, another really powerful tool for content creators. My name's Kieran for Producer Hive. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.